Welcome to the press conference with Coach Callaghan of Team USA. Post-match press conference. Coach, thank you for joining us. And please raise your hand for the questions. We'll start here.
Thomas Floyd, The Washington Post. BJ, just what are your overarching takeaways from this tournament? Not being able to reach your final goal, but understanding that this was a younger group, more of an experimental group.
Yeah, I mean, we had an objective to come here and win a second trophy. So, we're disappointed that we weren't able to achieve that. But we also had other objectives, which was to, again, get as many players experience in this format of where you play group stage, go to knockout stages, have to play high-intensity games against difficult opponents with travel and heat and, and just sort of the circumstances that come with knockout rounds. And, I thought the guys responded really well. We had moments of adversity. We saw the group respond to it. And I think, there's a lot of learning lessons that we're all going to take away as we now, continue our preparation to the path of 2026.
Kyle Waniger with ESPN. BJ, can you kind of highlight a few guys you thought maybe did the most to improve their stock within the national team pool and kind of have a chance to earn a call-up when the full team gathers next time?
Yeah, I mean, it's not for me to do individual stuff. I think we had a really balanced group here. You had some older senior guys that had experience that we challenged them to take on more leadership roles, mentorship roles, and that came out. And then we had a group of young players that are whether they're U20, had played in the U20 or Olympic aged, and all striving to become a part of that roster in 2026. So I think there was a lot of really good performances across the 5 games that we played, and you saw players make different types of impacts, right? So guys that get subbed in at halftime and have to play, guys that have to play 120 minutes back to back to back. And also guys that are able to come off the bench and make impactful plays. So I think a lot of, each player was given an opportunity to gain this experience. And I hope that they take it, they learn the lessons from it, and it catapults them back into, putting in good performances with their club.
Okay. First row.
Abraham Zapata, Everything San Diego. BJ, you won the Nations League, and now with this Gold Cup, your time with the team is ending. Can you talk about what this experience this summer has been like for being with the U.S. national team, and what do you expect for yourself in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I've been part of the U.S. men's national team for 4.5 years in many different roles. It's an honor every single time that you have the opportunity to represent the country, and for me, it doesn't matter what role that I had to do. I take great pride in that. As far as the future, I haven't thought about that for 1 second. My focus has been the players. Right after this result, my focus is on the players and the staff to make sure that they continue to realize what they were able to accomplish over 3 weeks. And for me, that's what's most important at this moment.
BJ, Mark Ziegler, San Diego Union Tribune. How much did the quick turnaround? You had 8 guys who played in that Cincinnati game. Started tonight, 5 who went 120 minutes. The heat today. How much of all that, the mental exhaustion from a dramatic win, how much does that impact the game, particularly in the first half? And what did you do to kind of get the team back into the game?
I mean, we're not a group that's going to make excuses or anything like that. And these are all challenges, and each team has different challenges that they have to face. And we continually work and talk about how we're going to respond to them. So for me, it's part of what happens when you are in group stage and knockout games. You deal with a lot of different factors, and you have to learn how to deal with it. And we were able to get a lot of experience in doing it. For the first half, the first half is my fault. So I didn't set the team up the way they should have been set up. And, we were able to make the adjustments at halftime, and I was so proud of the group, the way they came out in the second half and the way they responded. So, I don't have anything but positive things to say how the group handled this match.
We'll take two final questions here in the online. So please, Andrew Jones.
Thank you as always, Coach. Commiserations on the defeat, but it was a valiant effort from your team throughout the course of this tournament. Wanted to ask you about just the performance of Jesus Ferreira to go 120 minutes and that special goal that he scored and just the work rate. Your thoughts about his whole display and what he's given in this tournament, and what will you do in terms of now after this tournament before you make your decision, or you just take a break away from soccer, just spend time with your family? What's on your thoughts?
Jesus, his play speaks for itself. He's a guy who gives everything for the team, and he's so selfless. He'll do any role that you ask him. And I thought that was on display tonight by playing multiple positions, scoring a big goal, playing 120 minutes. So, what you see tonight is exactly who he is as a person and as a player. And I couldn't be more proud to have him in our group. And I only expect him to continue to get better and even have a bigger impact. As far as what I have planned, just going to go back and spend the weekend with my family now. An early arrival. None of us were planning for it. And just spend time with them.
Final question, Charles Poem. Go ahead,
Hi,
Charles.
BJ. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I wanted to ask a little more about the tactical setup that you just mentioned. What was the idea behind the starting 11? What did they do to make it difficult for your guys, and what were some of the more specifics of the adjustments you guys made?
Yeah, and as kind of clear as it was, we tried to remain to our identity. We want to go out and press. I thought Panama, they're a really well-coached team. They're really experienced. They've been together for a long time. So they were able to cause us challenges. And obviously, in the wide areas, it was difficult for us to get to those long diagonals in the first half, and expended a lot of energy. And again, I take responsibility and accountability for that. And I told the players that at halftime. So we were just able to make a small adjustment defensively to get some more cover into the wide areas. I thought the guys executed that great, put in another great shift. And I thought in the second half was able to control the game a little bit more.
Thank you, Coach Vijay, and thanks for all your cooperation along the tournament.
Thanks. Appreciate it.